Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
What do? I ain't do shit.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Jay, how are you?
Hi, Mike. I'm good. I'm well. Thank you for having me back.
I'm just hoping we can make it through the show. I really am.
Well, one of us put us behind a bit today, so...
Behind or, like, way behind?
Way behind.
I mean, we don't like to...
Wait a minute,
The
dude.
show would have been done 2 hours ago.
Yeah, Jay and I
When have
plan
we
on going
ever
at, like,
been
3
done?
o'clock, so...
Okay, yeah. We often get done at 5 o'clock. You're right.
Yeah.
It's like
that
41st
was the
starting.
plan today, but all of a sudden things changed, and... Whatever. I'm just glad the whole team could be here.
Well, you guys always
it's going to be a
say
struggle
it's
tonight.
better without me. Why don't you just do that?
We almost did. He made it back from Orlando. He was at his little EDM dance party, and we're
Not
glad.
his recital.
His
EDM
recital's coming up this weekend. He was at a dance party over the weekend, which we want to hear all about, but
Yes.
he missed his flight initially, so...
Oh, yeah. We got that call that you expect whenever he's out of town. You expect to get a call. Fuck. Dude, I got jumped. I got raped. I got robbed. Dude. And so today it was, did you get rolled by some hooker? What happened? And so he's like, dude, I missed my flight.
He left me this long message, probably a minute long, all apologetic and shit. Oh, we could do this or we could do that. And he's like, I missed my flight. It's a really long story, though.
It's not really a long story. I just knew you didn't care, probably. So what does it matter?
Well, I kind of did care because here we are.
Yeah.
Well, you
Affects
cared,
your
but I don't
life.
think it mattered in the message to explain what the problem was.
It's a fair point. You didn't care why he was late. The fact is he's late. Fuck him, right?
There you go.
Yeah. So E, what is the reason for our holdup this evening?
I left my wallet back at the place I was staying. I was just so out of it, I guess. I don't even know. It was in some shorts that I'd been wearing the night before, and I got home so late. I took these shorts off, put on these sweatpants, and I just didn't put them back. I just didn't put them back in my bag.
I don't know about you, Mike, but when I travel, when I go anywhere, when I walk out this door,
Yeah.
it's wallet, phone, keys.
Yeah.
Wallet, phone, keys. Wallet, phone, keys.
Wallet, phone, keys.
Constantly
it's
checking
like-
my pockets.
I
wallet,
thought I
phone,
put
keys.
everything in my bag, and I didn't.
No, it's amazing. When Jay walked in the door and we both looked at each other and we're just like, what a moron. Like, we both knew what the other was going to say. It was like, how is an adult person, like, what are you, 4? Like, 4-year-olds do that. Run out of the house with one sock on. And you're just like, oh, get over here, toddler.
Fuck you.
No, I'm being serious. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm being dead serious. Like, I walk out the door and I don't even get to my car yet. And it's like, oh, for the third time, yes, wallet, phone, keys. Got it. Good.
Yep.
Good.
Especially when you're traveling.
Oh.
I'm like paranoid. You know? I'm
Yes.
like,
I know usually
I
I
turn
am
into
bad,
OCD
honestly.
guy. OCD guy
Yes.
shows up
I'm
when
gonna
you're
check the
traveling.
bathroom one more time. Credenza. Okay,
100%.
nothing there. Did I drop something? No, nothing there.
I spent a lot of time in the closet. Was there anything left in there?
Nothing I want to take with me.
Usually I am like that. I was just so
Yeah,
tired.
sure.
No, I usually am with traveling. With traveling, I'm the one who will show up 2 hours before a flight usually, and of course, by the way, nothing. No, like of course it's a day when there is literally the line at TSA is the line that for the reason they always tell you to show up 2 hours because there might be this huge line. It was like 40-minute TSA line.
He's struggling, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's looking at me.
So look
He's
at his
trying to get
hair.
words out. He's like,
But I'm just saying this was like
line.
everything fell in the wrong place. Not just in my head, my wallet, but even my wallet got back to me when honestly, almost every time I do TSA, I would have had enough time. It just the TSA line was so long, and there's nothing you can do. It's
Okay,
just,
so you
wow.
inconvenienced your friends, the Turtle
Right.
family. We'll
Yes,
get to the
I
Turtle
did.
family in a second.
Wait,
Yeah, I did inconvenience
They
them.
dropped you off and then left.
Left.
And
Well, no,
went
I
back.
Ubered. No, I Ubered there. And,
okay,
and
to
then-
the airport.
But the
yeah.
Turtle friends
Had to-
came
had
and
to
brought
come
your
and-
wallet. Okay. So that worked out. You got on standby. Here you are. Thank God you're back.
Yeah.
Thank God you're back. Now, on to the matter at hand. E. How was the dance party?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Body highs,
Oh,
everything?
left and right, of course.
You appear to have more candy
I'm wearing
bracelets
I'm
than
wearing my
usual.
candy.
There's this 39-year-old man sitting next to us.
Dude.
With these colorful beaded
I
bracelets
need even
on.
more, really.
When
I'm
he-
realizing more and more that I need more. So I need the next. That is my goal for the next festival. Is I need to
don't
spend
think
some
you
serious
need more.
candy bracelet time.
E, you literally have like 19 of them on now?
I know, but
You tripled your prior.
I
number
know,
of
but
bracelets.
you can always use more.
Dude, when he left on Thursday, he was like, I got to be out of here by like 3:30 to go to the airport. I'm like, who are you going with? And he's like, Trevor, my buddy. And, you know, it was like once he gets out of 6th period English, he's going to meet E, and then they were going to go. It's like,
They're like, well, nobody named Trevor is over 29 years old, so.
I know.
He was like, he's in his teens.
Yeah.
Let's say that. E's travel partner was in his teens.
Well, I will say it was only travel partner. We actually didn't even hang out during the festival in any capacity. But yes, that technically that he was going because I could drive him to the airport. Yes,
he doesn't have his license yet.
no,
It's not old enough.
So you get down there. I think you stayed with a listener. Is that right?
That's true. I did.
Give a little
you
shout
hit
out
it?
to her.
Did you hit it?
No.
All right. He gave me that look, and I was like, oh, fuck, did he hit it?
She was having nothing of it, I'm sure.
Yeah. No.
So what's her name?
Katie.
Katie, thank you for having Big E.
Katie.
I think you feel
she
our
picked
pain
me up
at
from
this
the
point.
airport. Even
Oh, that's nice.
picked me up at the airport. Took me out in the town. Went to bars Thursday night. Got a little tipsy actually,
Whoa.
and then
Is it the kind of listener treatment to which we've become accustomed?
I would say so.
Good.
I would
Would you
say
declare
so.
her an NFL?
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, for one.
I mean, picked you up at the airport,
what
took
about
you to
this?
some bars. Who paid
Okay.
for drinks and dinner?
I paid for
You guys go Dutch?
first few rounds of drinks, although I know she did end up paying for a round or two too. But see, I think a favorite listener. I went to Universal because I cannot go to Orlando at this point. If people don't know, Universal has a Simpsons land where they have like a Moe's bar and a Quickie Mart and stuff. So
Yeah,
I
you can
can't.
drink Duff beer there.
I did drink a Duff beer. I can't, in good conscience, of a man with a Simpsons tattoo, be in Orlando and not go to Simpsons land.
I don't blame you.
But-
That's fair enough.
I think a listener, the caliber of an NFL Bob listener, would pay for my Universal ticket. I think.
No, Katie didn't do that.
No, I had to pay for my own ticket. to
Well,
go to
Katie's, I think,
Universal.
a Disney person.
Yeah,
is she
she
not? Yeah,
is.
so
Yeah.
maybe if you would have elected to go to the happiest
I
place
would've
on earth.
loved to have gone
want
to
to go to
Disney
the
World.
Pepsi Museum, but she works at Coke.
Yeah.
So
I would have
see the problem
way
there.
rather have gone to Disney because you're right. I could have I think she could have worked it out. Unfortunately, Universal is where the Simpsons land
Yeah,
is. So
yeah.
I was
and you had family waiting. It's not like you had time to
right. I will
to
say
go
this:
off
I
to
drove
Disney too.
on the way to Universal. I drove by Plur nightclub, or Plur is it?
Pulse.
No,
Pulse.
It's not plur.
Okay, Pulse nightclub.
That's not a word, dude. Plur.
Well, that's that's a rave thing. It's on my brain, I guess. That's the peace, love, unity, respect thing. Yeah,
Got it.
Plur lifestyle. No, Pulse nightclub. We drove by Pulse nightclub.
How's it looking? Is it open again?
No, it's just got like
Boarded up.
boarded up with murals
Wow.
on it, and I don't get what's going to happen.
Did you
'cause-
go up to it? I mean, I imagine there's 10 billion bullet
No,
holes
I
in
did-
that
I
thing.
did take a picture
Pulse
of it.
nightclub, for those who don't remember, is where the terrorist went in there, said I pledge my allegiance to ISIS, and he was gay, right? This gay nightclub in Orlando.
Well,
and
the,
went and
the
just
nightclub was
opened
gay. I
fire.
don't know if he was.
I think he was too.
Okay.
The rumors were that he was
Yeah.
there all the time
Yep.
and
Okay.
picking up guys and shit. Yeah.
No, I guess what she said is like the cities tried to buy it and make it like they're going to make a memorial, and they like either plant a tree for everyone that died or some level of something on this thing for every person that died. And the owner's just like, no, he's not selling it. But they're not doing anything with it because they can't. They're not going to do. No one's going to go to this thing. It's, like you said, I think there's still just bullet holes. It's just there
Wow.
with boards.
I think they would at some point fix that up. Don't you think you could fix that up and be like, hey, the grand reopening of Pulse nightclub and
know that
for
you
the gay
could, man.
community?
Fuck no,
You don't think
dude.
so?
Dude, like 56 people were
As-
gunned down in there. or
I
something.
know, but
grim
what
as
about the
shit.
place in Paris
morbid as hell.
where metal death
Oh, the
metal
Bataclan?
Yeah, the Bataclan that reopened. There were fucking people slaughtered all over that place.
I
That
don't know
thing
if
was
it's-
open the
yeah.
next night. I think they just squeegeed some blood out of the way and then
Yeah.
opened back up.
I don't know the deal, but I know
I
that.
think honestly, I'm not even fucking around. I think Pulse nightclub, if you did it right and it was a tribute and opened back up as a spot for the gay community, spot for the gay community, and bring in Jerry from the Jacks as a special guest for the grand reopening. I think there's something there.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. It
I
was
do
weird,
remember that
It
though,
was-
that the city wanted to buy it. And
Yeah.
I do remember that story.
I don't know. It was weird. It's the first thing that I think in my life that I've driven by where it was like, that was like, it's still there. It's like, the building's still there. So I was
Yeah.
kind of,
That
the
was a
sign's
weird
still
statement,
up.
But yeah, okay.
The sign's still up. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Okay, so you get down there, you meet the Turtle family, and for any new listeners, the Turtle family is your EDM family from what
They're
was it
all
the
over.
Atlanta?
They're all over, but we met at the Atlanta Imagine Festival.
The family
yeah.
was formed at the Atlanta.
Yes, that's where it was formed.
That's where you all kind of
Turtles.
like, wow, we've got so much in common. We love
Right.
to give beads and we
Yes.
love to give hugs.
So what are you? Are you the grandfather of the turtle family? The great grandfather?
I don't know.
What is your
well,
What is your
here's
role?
the problem. We're technically a satellite of a bigger family, because what happened was in Atlanta when we camped, we didn't all come in the same spot. So shouldn't have said come, but but like so we're the turtle group is kind of is the 8 or 10 people
The turtles.
that camped in a certain area. So I tend to be way more affiliated with, like, way more emotionally connected to these guys, even though technically there's another group that it's affiliated with.
I mean, this guy is such a
But
total pussy. It's
I
stunning.
guess in this group I would be the elder statesman. I mean, I've been to more
guess.
festivals than any of them.
And age-wise, anybody
Well,
in their
By a
30s?
lot. You could-
Actually, I'm the oldest, but only by a few months. There's one other 33-year-old and one 30-year-old, and then a few 25.
But you're the
and-
father image for the
Yeah, I
younger
would say
ones.
that,
Yeah,
probably.
safe to
boy.
say. Is Lisa Turtle part of the family?
Lisa, I don't know.
He has no idea.
Yeah, it's going to go right over his head. Saved
I
by
don't.
the Bell.
Oh, I didn't. No, I don't think so. Sorry.
But it went well. There was no conflict between the family. Everybody got along.
I mean, you know what the reality is, dude.
Yeah,
When you have
families, you know.
families fight. So
You know how it
there's
is.
there's things.
My guess is, and I'm just saying, I don't know the turtle. I don't know any of the turtles except Eve. But my guess is that incest is not off the table for the family of turtles.
No, it's not. Definitely not.
Did
Actually.
you get your penis stroked to completion this weekend?
I did not, even though I was.
Let me ask you this. Let me
hoping.
back up to Katie's house. Did you stroke your penis to completion at Katie's house?
No.
Oh,
Come,
shit.
I
He's
think
sober.
you owe it. I think you owe it to a listener like
Yeah,
that who has you
dude.
stay in her place.
To masturbate in her
yeah.
place.
To completion and not clean it up.
You know, the problem was we got home so late, and I was honestly tired. We had been at the bar. I fell asleep instantly, almost instantly anyway. And then she has a dog that needs to be walked early in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I woke up and the dog was already like, he was at my face. I petted him a little bit. And then I got up to just like maybe go to the bathroom or something, and the dog down the stairs like, well, I'm ready for my walk. I'm up. And you petted me. You've acknowledged that you're up.
Were you walking dogs this morning?
Well, she took him, but I did go on the walk. But this is more, I would say, and I don't even.
What happened, E?
This is more the story that you guys would be interested in hearing, and not as
Now
much
we're
that
talking.
I would be
We're 12
willing
minutes
to.
in. I was fading, so go ahead. What happened?
You mentioned the gay community. Well, I have one of the friends in this family.
Did you switch teams over the weekend, you son of a bitch?
Big time desire to go to gay bars. And here's the other problem.
Gay
One
bars.
of our members is not even 21. So we can't go to regular nightclubs, because regular nightclubs in there, especially on a weekend like this with a festival, are all very strictly 21 and up.
Yeah, so what are you going to do? You're forced to go to the gay bar.
So on
really
Friday,
didn't have much option.
Friday we went to this. Oh my God, we went to an absolute male gay bar, flat out just
Well, that's all right.
male gay bar, as gay as it could be. Guys dancing around without their shirts on.
Hell yeah.
Guys in thongs.
Hands in the air.
Yes. Guys just
Candy bracelets everywhere.
not candy bracelets as much.
EDM
but
music just blaring from the speakers.
techno for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gay,
Sure.
I don't know what that is. I do know what it is. They're doing drugs, and techno music
Poppers.
tends to really, I think, go very well with drugs, ecstasy and whatnot.
Did you see any docking?
I didn't see any docking, but like
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
But it was like, dude, as it got to later, like we got there about 12:30, 12:40, unfortunately, because that's when the festival ends. You can't really get there earlier, but it goes till 2:30, even though drinking's till 2. They let them dance till 2:30. And man, the closer you got to 2, if you're gay and you go to a bar like this,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
go time.
it's just like whatever. You know these guys are all gay. They want to hook up, and you want to hook up, and it's like, dude, there's like guys on the dance floor that also know they're taking their shirt off. Now there's 3 guys dancing together, you know,
It's
like
always
in
the
a
same,
sandwich.
always different. There's always a bunch of naked guys having a wonderful time together.
And like this gay bar is connected to a hotel,
Oh,
which,
for Christ's sakes. It's
Dude.
a sellout every night.
dude,
They haven't had vacancy since the club opened.
here's the deal too. We had our big, our turtle family had our big, what they call it, kind of totems, where people people make
God,
these.
there's a lot of rules to
I
this.
know, dude.
Well,
I think
honestly-
they have a family flag too.
We do.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is actually more so because when you go to these festivals, it's 70,000, 100,000 people sometimes, and there's these huge, massive stages. So the notion of just being like, yeah, I'm over by here to find somebody. So really, it's like
You need your flag,
it's
your
meant
family
as a
flag.
spot. But anyway, point is, we had to turn it. We couldn't bring it into the club, so we had to check it, and the hotel did let us check it. And man, you're sitting at this hotel connected to this super gay bar, and they're giving like on the counter, there's just a thing of condoms, like a basket full of condoms.
Hell yeah.
Like they must absolutely 100% just on a nightly basis. And,
yeah.
and you know what? I did notice that there was 3 levels of charge for the room: 60, 80, and 100.
Based on
Hours.
really? Like, was it a nice area or is it a shit area?
It wasn't a great area, dude.
Really?
And
I
it
would
looked
think,
old
like,
as shit.
Gay
too.
clubs like that are usually in like a hot spot. You
No,
know,
this was not
of
in a hot
town, and you
spot.
don't rent by the hour in a nice spot.
I don't know. This was
Spot.
not in a hot spot. And so anyway, so we did that the one night. And then the next night, I went to a lesbian bar.
That's creative.
Nice.
And I didn't say that was better.
Did
by the
anyone
way.
hit on you at the gay bar, or did you get close
You
to
be
dance with
honest.
anyone? Anyone rub up against you?
No, I did have a gay guy, I think, get mad at me because I was with my other friends, and I made some reference that I said something, and it was kind of a joke, and I think could have technically been, taken as like bashing a gay community.
You're making homophobic slurs
and
in the
he
gay
looked
bar.
at me and it was like, I forget what he said, but he gave me a look and he said something to me.
Was
and
it
he didn't-
sassy? Did he snap?
Yeah, he was
Did
not.
He snap
didn't snap,
afterwards?
but he wasn't happy with whatever I said.
What did you say?
That's really
I honestly,
astounding.
I don't remember, dude.
Like,
Don't-
these fucking faggots are driving me nuts? Something
No,
like
that's
that?
not what I said. And then so the lesbian bar was better because you could tell there was some straight girls in there, but there was some absolute hardcore just butch.
course, of
right,
course.
right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'll say this, dude, because I think it's definitely because of Pulse. All these places, man, were very, as far as like getting in, very high security, man. Like cops, like at every
They're not fucking around.
place, going through metal detectors, not being able to bring in like a bag even on any level.
Typical reactionary conduct.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably smart.
We actually tried to go into a country bar, and they wouldn't let us in because my the friends
They
were
say,
dressed
go
too,
on and get.
they were dressed too skankily because it's like rave people just wear
Skankily a word?
Maybe.
Skank-like?
too skanky. Like because in raving,
Skanky,
like they'll
yeah.
Skank.
Yeah,
Skankily.
skankily. I like skankily, though. I don't hate that.
I'll accept that.
they're wearing essentially just like a lot of them times they're just wearing like essentially just pajama, like one piece pajama or bathing suits and stuff, and really short shorts. I don't get what dressing half naked has to do with raving. It's not my least favorite part about
Right,
it.
you're not objecting.
But I don't understand at all what it has to do with
Have
it.
you ever disrobed at one of them?
No, I wear just shorts and a t-shirt. But I will say we're trying to go into this thing because we're going to go to an after party that didn't start till 3, but we had to kill time, so we go into this country bar and they're not going to let my friends in. And then finally, the one friend with the bathing suit does have like some leggings, and then they're like, "Fine, that will do. We have a dress club or dress code, strict dress code at this hillbilly bar that serves Bud Light and plays Garth Brooks." And then they wouldn't let my other girl in with like real short shorts. And like I'm like, dude,
That's
you have
outrageous.
girls? No, I'm
That's
like,
a
what?
Daisy Duke style.
That's what I said. Like, dude, you have girls. You're telling me you don't have girls here in as short Daisy Duke shorts? He's like, we have strict dress code, blah blah. And they just were being really. They just didn't want people from EDC going in. They didn't want that crowd in their country bar.
Yeah.
And
If
so,
you want to pin it on something, pin it on
so
that.
we're walking out,
I've
and I'm
always
like,
hated that, by the way, the the bar that thinks they're too classy for the room, the strip club that has a no hat policy, strict no hat. It's like, really? What does my baseball hat have to do with anything?
dude, we're about
Dude,
to
I
go
was
in
just
there.
watching Chappelle the other day. I think it's Killing Me Softly.
Yeah.
Killing Him Softly from 2000.
Oh, it's so
I just
great.
happened to be watching that the other day, and he had a bit about that. Like,
Really?
like where do you draw the line? Like, the lady is too classy to have me have a hat in there, but yeah, look at what the lady's doing. Essentially.
yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, I mean, I went to bars like that. I was hosting one night at one and went there off the golf course, was running late, and just went in there, and the guy at the door is just like, no hats. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, dude, I'm being paid to be here tonight. This is
Oh,
what
you
I'm wearing.
big timed him. You big timed him.
Dude, I'm like, I'm running late,
Why don't
pal.
you just take your hat off?
No, I wasn't going to. I fought with him about it. He's just, no, he's that guy. He's the guy that's going to let people
Sure.
burn to death at the station nightclub.
Right.
Because
This is the band's
band
exit.
exit only. Band exit only.
Get
Go
out
to
of
that
here.
door over here with the 50 other people heaped on top of it trying to get out.
This is for band Jack Russell or bust. No one else gets through here.
Yeah, dude.
That kind of thing.
You're right. And I looked at it and I'm like, dude, we were about to spend some money there. We were about to be there for about an hour. Everyone was going to drink. And so what if they weren't dressed a country code? So finally we're leaving. I'm like, and I kind of was like, yeah, wow. Wouldn't want to, I forgot the word I used, but I was like, wouldn't want to downgrade. That's not the word.
Disparage?
Yeah, I think that honestly might have been the word.
You didn't use the word disparage.
Whatever.
Why don't you level with me?
That's basically what I said, though. Oh, wouldn't want to disparage the drunk hillbillies in here, or something like.
Look at E causing problems at every bar he goes to.
I walk out, and I'm just like, dude, really? We're about to spend money. Oh my God, heaven forbid they're wearing some stuff. Really? Oh my God, these drunk hillbillies. How dare they have some girls dressed like this in a drunk hillbilly bar? And I hear some guy go, "Have a nice night, asshole."
To you?
Yeah. And I just assume it was like there was the bouncer, and then there was a guy who looked like the manager of the club because the bouncer kept asking him like, "Is this okay?" And so I hear this guy go, "Have a nice night, asshole." And I'm like, "What?" And I turn around, and kind of like. I finally just decide, fuck it, I'm not paying attention to this. Dude, it was the cop that said it to me. There was a cop
It just
sitting
sounds
there.
too exaggerated to the common person out there.
He's fighting with cops now out of town.
My friends told me it was the cop that was the one that said, "Have a nice night, asshole." And dude, honestly, and I'm glad I didn't because I'm not good in confrontation. I would have definitely lost, and I would have definitely lost probably with a ticket or some level of. But honestly, if I had known it was the cop that said it, I really think I would have turned around like, "What's your name and what's your badge number, dude?" Because that's ridiculous.
Can I get you guys'
really
names?
professional, dude. No, the cop is sitting there having, dude. I wasn't even drinking, by the way, before this, so I was 100% sober. So it's not like I was slurring words and you could be like, "Dude, you were a drunk mess." I was 100% sober. Anyway, whatever.
Hey, Big E isn't the only fool making news with his penis-softening dance skills and fundraising prowess. Zott Ford's in the game with its red-hot clear-the-lot year-end clearance event on all remaining 17 vehicles in stock. While supplies last, save up to 30% on a new 17 Ford F-150 Super Cab 4x4. It's nearly 13 grand off sticker, or lease that F-150 as low as $161 a month. Surf their outrageous deals and massive inventory at dealsinthed.com. Moreover, Hamlin Pub supports the Detroit Cast, so let's make it a point to support them. The locations in Rochester Hills, Clarkston, Chesterfield, and 2 in Shelby Township. You know there's one near you. The Hamlin Pubs have great food, ice-cold drinks, tons of craft beers, TVs, games, and great entertainment. Come on by or book your reservation today at hamlinpubs.com.
Coming up in just a few here, we're going to call Rude Jude.
Quite excited about this, Mike.
Yes. Does he go by Jude Angelini or just Rude Jude?
I think probably Jude Angelini.
Yeah, it's the name on the book.
Rude Jude is kind of like, his name from when he was on Jenny Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenny Jones.
Do people know who he? I mean, he's a local guy. He's from, I think, Pontiac, and does a serious.
Everybody remembers Jenny Jones, right? And how ridiculous that show got.
See,
like
I
back
think
in the,
Scott Amendora
Yes.
and who's the other guy?
I know exactly.
You lied to me.
Yeah,
like that guy when the murder that went down.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, Jude was a guy who made his name on that show because I think he got pulled on with another guest, and he was just one of these guys who was talking back to the audience, and they
Talking
loved
shit,
him.
yeah.
Talking shit, and they loved him, and so they brought him back on
They
several
kept
more
him,
times, and they
inviting him
kept
back.
him as sort of a character.
Yeah. And
Sort
so
of a
that's-
man on the street sometimes, I think.
Yeah, so he gets the name Rude Jude, and listeners of Eminem's music would know he's referenced in one of Eminem's songs on the Marshall Mathers LP in Drug Ballad, the song. 17, I was rude as Jude, looking for the chick with the hugest boobs. That line, which would be amazing to be mentioned on this
Fuck yes.
massive album. So anyway, he does a show on Shade 45 for a few hours a day, and he's got a new book out called Hummingbird, and it's just. I don't know what the best way to describe this book is, dude. It's just filled with, there's feeling and heart, but it's just debauchery and drugs and prostitutes and skanks and, but they're all individual little stories. It's an easy read, but it's well written.
Yeah, it's like a weird shape even. I mean, it's almost like shaped like a Gideon's Bible. It's just this small little tome, and you can't put it. I wouldn't say it's like a bathroom book, but maybe,
Yeah.
maybe you throw it in there and read a chapter while you're taking a dump.
You could, for sure.
I frankly read it in like 2 sittings though. Like I just got addicted to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, man.
Yeah, it is. It's very funny. He's a good writer too. So anyway, we'll give him a buzz here shortly and discuss all that with him and Eminem and blah blah blah. How about football over the weekend? The Lions got a win. Got a little scary there for a while. I'm assuming neither of you watched it.
You'd be correct.
Yeah. Dude, whenever you see Matt Stafford is thrown for 70 yards at the half, you're going, oh, boy. Against the Cleveland Browns, who haven't won a game yet. And then in the second half, all of a sudden, I think he ended with 270 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. I mean, they kind of opened things up and lit it up. But, boy, dude, that first half first 3 quarters almost was really like, holy shit, are they going to lose at home to the Cleveland Browns?
That would have been tragic.
That would have been very tragic.
Because this was definitely a gimme on their schedule where you looked at it and go, okay, well, they're going to win that. They're going to go to Chicago and win, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so they do Chicago next week, Minnesota at home for Thanksgiving, then at Baltimore, at Tampa, Chicago at home, at Cincinnati, Green Bay. It's still,
I think they said the Lions have as far as like wins, losses go, have the easiest schedule of all the teams remaining.
Wow.
Of all the teams, they've got the easiest run. Minnesota won today. So did Green Bay. So we didn't make up any ground by winning. And, Washington made things interesting, I think, against the Vikes. But, would have been nice to get some help there. God, what happened to your fucking Sparty, man?
Dude, I don't know.
I was so disappointed.
They're just not there yet. They're
not
not the real deal. I mean, they're a young team and nice to have a shot at it. But I turned that on. I was outside doing some shit, threw my headphones on. I listened to about 10 minutes. I'm off, done. I'm not suffering through this. It's not making me happy anymore. Done with it.
You know that feeling? And I almost had this with the Lions today, where it's like you come out of the gate in such disastrous form that it's 14-0 almost to be. It's like, oh, okay, it's one of those days. This is going to be.
Yeah.
Shut it off. It's going to be a disaster. It won't surprise you that it was 48-3 or something.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until like 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Well, it was
looking.
21-0, 28, 30, and it was just like, oh, fuck.
An embarrassment.
Yeah, terrible. Michigan won and blah, blah, blah. But lots of stuff over the weekend. I suppose we probably I don't know how much time we have to talk about it. There's so much about sexual assaults going on. Did you see O.J. Simpson got in some trouble?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? We were asking.
Kicked out of a bar, was it?
Yeah. Is it possible for this guy to stay out of trouble? And apparently it's not. I think you even said, like, nah, long term, no. Someone's going to fuck with him, and it's going to be trouble.
They had pictures of him, I think, like a week later in the bar. The juice, with girls at the bar and stuff.
Yeah.
And who are these girls?
Yeah, they're there. We knew that. They always were, though. It was amazing. Like, as soon as he got out after the double murder.
Well, it's even one thing to me if it's like Steve-O, even, like, you know what I mean? And you're like, God, this guy, shoves stuff up his ass and girls want to have sex with him. But, like, OJ murdered 2 people.
Nah, come on. He's found not guilty.
Okay, of course. But
he was found innocent of those murders, as you know.
Of course. But they
Probably not.
They know he murdered his wife and somebody else. And it's like, that seems
incredible, isn't it?
That seems to me like it'd be different. It's one thing.
He wrote a book about how he did it.
Right.
And called it How I Did It.
But it's just that, to me, for girls would seem different to me. It's one thing to, even if it's the most pseudo-dumb celebrity for the most ridiculous, Justin Bieber or something, I don't know. But
it shows the level of what this country, how they view celebrity. Where even Juice's life was made tougher. He thought he was going to get out of jail and just be like, the Juice is back. What he found was his rich white friends in Brentwood, they didn't give a shit about him anymore. They don't need him for his money or celebrity. So those people were like, fuck off, dude. I know I'm not golfing with you, but every white trash piece of shit in the country can't wait to take a selfie with him. Buy him drinks.
I don't hate him, but I just don't think he's that good. Because
of this obscene level of celebrity worship we have, that he counts, whether you're famous or infamous. Imagine if the same would be if Charles Manson got out of jail. If Charles Manson was released, there would be selfies all over of people meeting Charles Manson somewhere.
Sick, man.
I know. So he was tossed out of a Vegas hotel bar after causing a drunken ruckus in an incident. They say the Juice was shit-faced. Now, I don't know what the story is here.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he making a big deal about how he was doing he did, remember he didn't really do the alcohol rehab? That was one of the things he didn't do on that list of things he was recommended to do, but he said he didn't need to because he wasn't an alcoholic.
Yeah. He declared himself not an alcoholic.
In fact, he was helping other
people. Never had a problem with that.
Not only was he not an alcoholic, wasn't he helping other inmates on how to get better with alcohol problems?
Absolutely. So they say he was trashed and he started breaking glasses at the Cosmopolitan Hotel, Click Bar and Lounge about midnight. Security escorted the Juice out of the hotel. He might be facing bigger problems, though, because his parole says, I can't believe his parole lets him drink.
But it has to be
What
like
the
limited,
fuck?
right? It's not an excess.
He can't get shit-faced, though. Like, are you kidding me?
I can't believe
What are
after
we
going
doing?
through all that, you wouldn't just mind your P's and Q's. Like, you have dodged so many bullets, man,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, it must be. I don't know what that is, but it took him no time. He's been out, what, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
And he's been partying all up and down the Vegas Strip. He's in this bar, you know. His people are going to have another story to this and go, oh, man, this is bullshit. Everything you read about Juice, 99% of it's bullshit, and 1% of it's true, and the 1% is he was there.
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
Reports are, TMZ was reporting that Simpson has been permanently banned from the Cosmopolitan.
Simpson?
So, you know, I mean, something happened there that they're like, yeah, dude, you're not welcome here anymore. Just not welcome.
Cosmo.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I would think like you. Like, he did this before, and the fact is, there are people who are going to fuck with the juice. Why would you put yourself in a position where you're around drunk people?
Moron.
Drunk people are going to get drunk, and they're going to get balls, and then they're going to come up to you in a bar and start fucking with you for being a murderer. Like, why would you put yourself there? Go to the golf course, Juice. You made it.
Ego's an amazing thing.
Oh, it's unbelievable. See, Trump, is Trump still on his tour of Asia?
He is indeed, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
when does he
he's,
come back? I miss him. Want him back home. Yeah.
he had a nice tweet to Kim
Dude.
Jong-Un, right?
Oh, it was funny as shit.
Un
I
was
don't
calling him like an old crazy guy, basically.
Yeah, he used the word dotard,
Right.
which means old man, basically.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Oh, what's my buddy doing?" You know, I wouldn't call him short and fat.
Yeah. Why is he calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh, well, I try so hard to be his friend. Maybe someday that will happen. That's hilarious. That's funny as hell, dude, that he would send a tweet out like that. And then, of course, the reporter's like, do you really mean that? Do you think you guys could be friends?
Should be friends. He's like,
yeah, I mean, that'd be great.
Nothing's impossible.
Stranger things have happened, I suppose. I don't know. Would that be the end of the world? I know people are like, Putin this, and yeah, he trusts Putin more than he trusts his own intelligence agencies. Would that be bad if it was like, dude, this guy's getting along with Putin and making rapport with North Korea, making some inways? Or is there...
I think the basic objection is that these guys are mass murderers.
Yeah.
And that their, the human rights records are so poor that, yeah, that is a problem if you're friends with them.
Yeah. I don't think friends is the right word, but if you could get some sort of level of respect where it's like you can get this maniac to turn off his nukes.
Yeah, make it work for you.
Yeah, make it worth your while, and that's
I don't know if you know this, but he wrote The Art of the Deal, Mike.
He did. I've heard that.
Our very own president did.
Yeah. Well, I know that there were a lot of people that took issue with him trying to make a deal with Russia about going after ISIS. And a lot of people were like, fuck, man. Do the ends justify the means? It's like, yeah, dude, we're trying to take ISIS out. And if Russia can help on that front, if it helps us and helps them, like, whatever, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean we have to go, have lunch together every day. But if that can help us, why not? And I get that. I understand why. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I want him home soon. Seeing him in weird robes.
I love it. That's what I was looking forward to most with this presidency, was just having him in positions where it's so uncomfortable, so out of sorts. He's wearing those Asian-style shirts that button all the way up to the top, and he's
all of those guys wearing. Why are they doing that?
Awkwardly trying to shake hands when he should be slightly bowing or standing straight. It's like,
I don't know what to do. It's just so odd, so odd. But it is funny to look at. The photo op is hilarious. Should we call Jude?
Sure.
Should we call Rude Jude? There's the book, Hummingbird. Is this out now? Yeah,
out.
Okay. People, honestly, you will like this book. If you like crazy stories, easy reads, it's one of those that you'll really like.
Fast, easy read, yeah.
Yes. So let's dial up Rude Jude.
Hello.
Hey, is this Jude?
This is he.
Rude Jude. It's Mike and Jay from the Detroit Cast. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Jude.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Well, we've really enjoyed your new book, man, Hummingbird. Do you like promoting these things, or is this a drag for you?
No, I like promoting them, and especially like when I get to talk to back home, like you guys. It's rad.
All Detroit boys.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if we count as Detroit. I got punched in Pontiac once. Does that make me tough?
It's probably Jude who punched you.
I don't know. I got punched in Pontiac a couple times as well.
Yeah, it was. I was blindsided. It was not fun.
Yeah. If you want to get punched, go to Pontiac. That's kind of that's the motto.
It sucked, man, because I was talking to this guy for a few minutes, and then we like shook hands like bros, and I turned my head, and then fucking boom, right through the window, cracked me square in the face.
Serious?
Dead serious, yeah.
Oh my! What were you? What bar? Were you at a bar?
Nah, real quick story. We loaded a U-Haul full of drunk teenagers, and we're headed to the Silverdome for the Metallica Guns N' Roses concert in like 92.
Yeah.
And so we stopped to get cicigarettes and shit.
And take a piss at a party store in Pontiac.
Yeah.
And there were three black guys there, no shirts, and they're like, "Oh man, where y'all going?" And we're telling them, and they were asking if we had extra tickets, and then we were just like, "All right, man, have fun," and shook his hand, and then boom, he just blasted me square in the fucking face.
Clobbered.
That sounds about right there. Yeah.
Well, dude, this book cracks me up because it's an easy read, and it's called Hummingbird. It's got a little hummingbird. I swear to God, it looks like a children's book. And then you open it up, and it's just filled with debauchery.
Yeah, man. There's no you cannot judge this book by its cover.
No,
not at all. I kind of wanted it like that. And the funny thing is this is the follow-up book to Hyena, and this is like the softer side of me. That's why I put the bird on there.
Yeah. Why Hyena and Hummingbird?
They're just misunderstood. Well, hyenas are kind of misunderstood animals. People think that they're like these scavengers, but they're really smart hunters, and they get it however they can, and that's kind of what I related to. I think most of us relate to that. We like to think, we like to think they're like the Lions, like the Detroit Lions or something like that, but in reality, most of us are just scrapping along, just trying to get by, trying to be kind of smart and work hard. They're also disemboweling an animal and laughing at the same time, and that's
that's you.
That's the book. And then Hummingbird, it's like I was going off of drugs, like trying to figure out the name of the book. And hummingbirds are like a symbol of joy, but they also work really hard to stay in the same place.
Yeah.
At the same, to float. So I was like, that's kind of like, they're dealing with kind of stagnant in a way. And that too is the adult experience where everybody's going to that job, that 9 to 5, just grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get it. It's kind of deep. It's kind of, those are the reasons.
Yeah.
And then you open up the book, and I'm talking about snorting ketamine. So there it is.
This is one of the more unique books I've ever read in terms of the style and the format. Why'd you write this book? Was it meant to entertain? Is it like personally therapeutic, or on any level like cautioning about drug use? I mean, why'd you write this?
No, I wasn't cautioning about drug use at all. But it's not. I'm not celebrating it either. There was a couple things. There was a couple reasons in there. One reason to be all the way real with you, like I'm living out here in L.A. and I feel like there's these giant bubbles that people on the coast live in, and a lot of the stories I wrote about was about being young in Michigan, and I feel like we're ignored. Honestly, I feel like we're like this afterthought flyover state, and if anything, thought about in a bad way. Like they think less of us if they do think of us.
Oh, for sure.
Or
like we're simple or something.
Or they fetishize it like Detroit. Like when I first moved out to L.A. and said I was from Detroit, which I'm not. I'm from Pontiac, but like you know, when you move out the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like telling them I had AIDS. They're like, ugh, gross. And then NPR starts covering it, and then 15 years later, it's like, oh, cool, I heard it's making a comeback. Like, no, it's been shitty, and we're trying. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell the story of, I wanted to tell a Michigan story, and I wanted to tell a human story, just about like, and be funny at the same time, and be wild at the same time. I just kind of wanted to show people that there was different normals, and here's my normal. And here's how I got to that normal.
It comes through, Jude, because I found myself laughing my ass off reading some of the stories, and they're horrible stories, a lot of them, about drugs. And
some are grim, some are funny, some are gross, but it is highly entertaining. I couldn't put the book down, man.
Yeah. And did you go to New York first? Is that true, before L.A.?
No, I went to L.A., starved a little bit, got a job, got to New York, and then met a girl, came back to L.A., and I've been here for the last 10 years.
I was watching an interview with you, Jude, and you were saying you had to leave New York because you had to get away from the drugs, and you were.
Man, they had I think this guy's now retired. I think he's retired like a millionaire. They had this drug dealer where you call a number. Hey, can you come by? Some guy shows up with a metal briefcase and a menu. And you just order off the menu, and then it was if you bought a certain amount, you get a discount. And then this is how crazy they were doing it. If you bought over $200, there was a 20-sided dice, like Dungeons and Dragons style, and you call a number. If you hit your number, you'll get $20 more worth of free drugs. Like, it was crazy.
That's how drug dealing should be. I've long said that. I think drug dealers are doing things wrong, man. They're so sketchy. Why? It's so hard to find a good drug dealer around anywhere.
Make it fun, exciting.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it. Be a pro. I feel like there's not enough professional drug dealers out there.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know what I mean? Like as a functioning addict, I would just them being on time means so much to me.
Anybody who's ever done drugs knows exactly what you're talking about.
A professional. I got stuff to do.
Just simply abiding by a schedule.
It's amazing. You'd be like, yeah, man, I'll be there in 3 minutes. I'm literally at the end of your street. It's like 4 hours later. You're like, motherfucker, what's going on here?
Straight up, yeah, I'm right there, bro. Yeah, I'm right around the corner, man. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm on my way, bro. It's like, come on, man.
Dude, you just described yourself as a functioning addict. Are you okay? I mean, I read this book.
Jay's worried about you.
Dang, man. I'm worried about Jude.
Yeah, I'm fine. No, it's tough. It's a tough read for like a lot of relatives, close friends, and stuff like that. Like they can't even get through the book because it's super vulnerable and there's a lot of pain in there. But look, man, I'm here talking to you. I made it up at 7 in the morning on my side. So
and you got a daily show. You got a daily show on Sirius Radio.
And you guys know, and if anybody knows what it is to do a daily show, it's
it's a grind.
It is. So, like, you got to be on your P's and Q's. And that's why I say functioning. And, like...
Yeah, but you're not sober, are you? Are you, like, clean now?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No.
So, I mean, like, what does your regular day look like? Will you start with some G and go get some cat or what? Like, how does it go?
I start with some coffee. Start with coffee.
Like the rest of us.
I hop on Instagram Live. I talk to people. I go in, I prep for the show. Lately, I've been doing podcasts and radio shows like yours in the morning, and then I go and do my show, come back. If I don't have another podcast or something to do, that's when I just let loose. Then I'll like the other night, it started with like, I drank some GHB, went for a walk, went and had dinner. My homeboy bailed. I ended up calling up some more kids, and then they went on like some coke fuel bender. I don't mess around with that stuff. But then so now I'm running around with them. And then we're at the strip club, and the strip club on a buzz is a bad move because now I'm like just throwing money at strippers. And we ended up at some tiki bar, and I was like super mad because I'm looking at it right now. I still got like 50 ones I really wanted to put on top of some strippers' heads. I was like, if I would have just gave them 40 more ones, I might have been able to sleep with one.
Yeah.
That was my Tuesday.
What is GHB like? I mean, it's known as the date rape drug. I'd feel weird like being
using
around chicks and
recreationally.
Yeah, using it recreationally or being on a date with a chick and letting her have some. I mean, that's holy shit, man.
Bro, I won't even let a girl. Because of none of that. I won't let a girl. I won't give anything. I won't give any to a girl until I sleep with her.
Oh, okay.
Like, you're not gonna Bill Cosby me. You're not gonna be like, he gave me this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think he did it too. But like, we're not even gonna have that conversation. Like, we're not gonna be like, well, he gave me this. I want like precedent set that like we had sex. Shoot, that you even had an orgasm. Like, I don't even know if I'll let you have them if you ain't nut yet. You know what I mean? Like.
That's smart. You're being responsible.
Yeah, well,
protective.
I'm looking out for my own well-being. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough out here, man. Like, somebody could sink you just with an allegation. So, and the other thing is, like, when you're out with a girl, like, come on, man. Like, unless you're a total psycho, we're all adults here, and if you got a little bit of game, you can sleep with a girl, you know, like it's not that hard. Everybody wants to sleep with each other.
Yeah,
people
you let them
act
knock
like
them
it's
out.
just the dude that wants. Yeah, it's like people act like it's just the guy that wants to have sex. Like chicks like sex too. So
Yeah, as evidenced by your
don't
book.
be a yeah, don't be the thirstiest guy on the block, and you might be able to get some. Like really.
Yeah, I mentioned your Sirius show a second ago, the All Out show, Sirius Shade 45. Is it 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. every day?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. How'd you get hooked into that?
Crazy. It was like it started back in Detroit. Like Eminem used to watch me on Jenny Jones.
Yeah, you were Rude Jude from Jenny
out of
Jones.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was 20 years ago now, man. So, you know, I was like the out-of-work guy that would sit around and watch, write raps and watch daytime talk, and I happened to be the guy that made the jokes on daytime talk. And, you know, Detroit, Jenny Jones was coming on twice a day. So I became pretty well known back home.
Mm-hmm.
And when he had a show, my homeboy Mikey Exine got me Paul Rosenberg's email, which is Eminem's manager. I pitched some show ideas, and the way I got on was like they were auditioned. The way they auditioned was they said we're gonna throw you to the wolves, and what the wolves were like all these Italian actors. It was called the Wise Guy Show. Like Big Pussy was on there from
Sopranos.
Yeah, Sopranos, and it was all of them. And so like they throw me to the wolves, but like they don't know I'm Italian. Like so I just went in there. It was like Sunday dinner. It was nothing, and I held my own, and they gave me a job. Like that was it.
Nice.
Yeah. And so Eminem would watch the Jenny Jones show, and then all of a sudden, on arguably one of the greatest rap albums in the history of music, the Marshall Mathers LP, you get a shout out on it as Rude Jude. Did you know that was coming, or did you get blindsided with that too?
I heard rumors about it, and when it happened, I was working on 9 Mile, like in Ferndale at a gay bar as a bathroom attendant, like just feeling awful about life, dude. You know, just feeling like I'm getting a bucket towel maybe.
Oh, that's a rough job. What bar? What bar was this?
This was back in the day. It was called Temple.
Temple.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We know it well.
Yeah, we know the area.
Yeah, so I was working at Temple. I got the job because my girlfriend at the time was a go-go dancer upstairs, and I was downstairs in the bathrooms, and no one wanted the job. Straight dudes didn't want it, gay dudes didn't want it. So I was like, I'll take it. It was $12 an hour plus tips, which was pretty good, and it was a way out of Michigan, but there wasn't any acting jobs in Michigan, and that was the one thing I was qualified to do at the time. So, but it was really, man, it's you go on Jenny Jones, you do your job pretty well, you're signing autographs, you hop on a plane, and then you fly home and put on your T-shirt and go in the bathroom. Like it was
wow.
It was like a real reality check. And then when I heard that song, it just gave me a new breath of life. It just gave me a bit of like it's Eminem that you're right. One hands down the best rapper out. Like he was the best rapper out, and that was the best album out, and I got to be on it, and I was overjoyed, man. Couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, that's got to be just crazy, and it's a great song too. Drug Ballad is the name of the song on the Marshall Mathers LP, and yeah, that's very cool, and to have those guys hook you up with a show there on Sirius afterwards. Do you like doing the Sirius show? Is that easy for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, look, talking junk comes naturally, and I'm grateful for it. But it's a job, and it's an awesome platform.
Yeah.
It's an awesome platform. Like, look, man, I'm selling a book to people that don't buy books. You think book readers buy my book? They don't buy my book. People that listen to my show buy my book. You know? So I know where my bread is buttered, and I'm grateful to have a job. I'm grateful to have a platform, and I'm grateful to be able to get ideas out there. And like just kind of with the way the world is right now, like how crazy it is, like just to have, all right, man, you got 3 hours where you don't got to really think about that.
Yeah.
I got you. I'll hold you down. 3 hours of it.
Does Sirius care at all, like, about some of the content in the book? And, I mean, they have to know this is true, and it's like, shit, we got a guy that's admittedly on GHB in our studios. Does that matter, or is it just like whatever?
Like, well, look, man, if they want to be dicks about it, they could, I'm sure they could find a reason to fire me.
Yeah.
But my show's good, and I don't show up to work messed up. Like, I take my job serious. And I bet you can relate to this. Like, yo, man, when you're doing this type of radio, you're saying some stuff that you're towing the line of offensive, or you're offensive, and you're towing the line of, like, outrage. So I don't want to go in there with a buzz and step over that line. Like, I need to be sober, knowing that, okay, this is I'm pushing it to the limit. Like, you get a little buzz in you, and suddenly, that tongue gets a little looser. Boom.
Yeah, you get yourself in real
writing
trouble.
Apologies on Twitter. Yeah, like, you don't want to do that.
Well, you got 280 characters to do it now, so that's good. But hey, man, I found it interesting that you just how you just described your book buyers as listeners who don't normally read. I actually saw a lot of people reviewing this book who said that sort of thing, like, hey, I haven't read anything since like second grade, and I just am not into books, but I got into your books and I love it, and I'm reading more books now. I mean, is this a gateway book, Jude? I mean, this.
Dude, I'm glad you said it. That was one of it is a gateway book. I grew up broke, but my parents made us read, and I think that was really good for me. And nowadays we have so many options, so reading is goes further and further down that list. So you're getting these cats that haven't read a book in 10 years or ever. And it's daunting going into a bookstore. Like, I get intimidated. And no one's writing books for them because they're not reading books, and it becomes this vicious cycle. So I was like, let me write a book that someone on the assembly line will like,
right.
a truck driver will like, and someone that went to college and is a business person will like. Like, I wanted to write something that could speak to everybody and didn't use big words.
Smug language,
yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. No, you accomplished it.
I resent that.
You accomplished it because, I mean, I'm not going to say it's like a remedial book, but it's just plain language.
It's
just
well
plain
written.
language. You
Yeah.
describe it plainly. There's no flowery bullshit. It's blunt as hell, honest as hell. Were you worried about being this honest in these books at all?
I was petrified. Like talking about getting punched in the head in Pontiac. Like, when I'm writing about getting beat up and stuff like that, that's not. Those are not my proudest moments.
Right.
Or or getting robbed by prostitutes. Like, I don't. I'm not like, hey, guess what I did yesterday? I got robbed by a hooker. Like, that's it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Well, I love the honesty, and I, as I was reading it, Jude, I was like, this can't fucking be real. This all can't be real. And then I got to the chapter called Big Shot, where you've loaded up a needle with ketamine, and you stick it in your leg, and then right then the phone rings, and it's your daughter. And you haven't talked to her in a long time. It's this heavy moment. You pull the needle out of your leg, and I'm like, if that motherfucker doesn't jam that needle back in his leg when he hangs up the phone with her, he's full of shit. And you did. You're like, yeah. As soon as I got the phone, it was like, yes, that's what a drug guy would do. He would not have that movie of the week TV show moment where it's like, come to Jesus and not do the drugs. And so that honesty struck a chord with me for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that. And that's a hard thing to write about. You know what I mean? Like, one, needles are kind of frowned upon, and two, it's like, yo, dude, like, there's your kid. There's symbolically the reason to not be doing what you're doing, and yet you do. Look, and the thing is like, I think people need to own what they do and don't apologize for it. And I'm not saying it's good or bad, or it just is. Like, that's what I did.
Well, it's very Eminem-like. It's like
happened.
You take away someone else's ammunition when it's like, yeah, it's all here, whatever. When you're honest about it and you admit all the shit that you've done and the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, it's like, well, now no one can throw shit at you.
No, and the thing is it's scary admitting that. Like, it's scary. I know how that stuff is viewed, and it's scary putting it out there. And I think if you're doing like autobiographical, autobiographical writing and stuff like that, like, if you're not scared when you're about to publish it, then you didn't push hard enough. You didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
And I was petrified, and And that's the thing, like, you know, some stories are going to end crazy and other stories are going to end, like, on a blah note, but, like, that's what happened. Not every life doesn't get tied up in a nice little bow. It's messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of this book is messy, some of it's grim, but a lot of it's funny. I mean, I love the story about the chick giving you the blowjob in front of her blind mom. And the way you get to that point is awesome, too, because you couldn't bang her because of the big lint caterpillar in her ass crack.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, you can't make that up.
Yeah, that was actually, that was, I know it sounds crazy, but that was actually a response to white privilege. Like, I'm out here and I always hear about white privilege. And I just wanted to write about a Caucasian female that didn't, like, I'm like, yeah, you guys would not trade, like, nobody would trade their places. She had, like, a blind mother, no father. Sister was mentally, I don't know what the hell they're called anymore. Like, it was touched. Sister's touched. She's got to take care of everything. She's dirt poor. And then the punchline was the wildness that happened. But I wanted to paint a picture of, like, yo, dude, there's a bunch of cats out here that aren't doing that good. You know, like, no matter what color they are. And it's, I never mention that ever. Like, I don't mention those two words, white privilege at all. But, like, I wish I did, because the people that claim it still miss it. You know what I mean? But, like,
it's funny to hear you talk about white privilege, because people that aren't familiar with you, that are listening to this right now, probably assumed you were a black guy by your voice. But then you dress like, I don't know, an accountant at a family picnic. It's like the,
yeah, man. I just started dressing like I had money, man. Like, I really dressed like it's camouflage. It's like, it's really camouflage. I remember, like, I'll be driving through the hood or like, and it's tough because, you know, clothing signals, everything we do signals these little things to one another, and like, I'll see these cats getting like arrested for drugs, and it's like, they look like they should be getting arrested for drugs. You know, like, yo, if you're gonna be a drug dealer, don't look like a drug dealer. Like,
totally.
Like,
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you give your drug dealer, don't look like one.
You give yourself away.
Like, you don't go hunting like with horns and, like, loud as hell going hunting. Like, you wear some camouflage so people don't see you. You know, like, it's kind of obvious.
One of the other stories that touched me personally is, you know, Jude, I've often talked about some horrific shit I've liked porn wise, and one of them that I've referenced over the years is these guys that would put like a toilet seat on a girl's face or her head, and then just fucking gag her out. I mean, just like to the point where she's just like, she's gagging and mascara's running down her face and shit's blowing out of her nose. And people look at me like I'm an animal. And then I read your chapter, Brain Games, with this girl, Jessica, who wanted to be choked out. And you're talking about, I fucking slap her face and I'm gagging her with my cock and ramming her head into the plaster wall. And I'm like, yes, that's normal behavior, is it not?
It's it's behavior. Like, it's one of those deals where it's like, I guess that's what define normal. What is normal? Like, we're weird people. Like, we're weird. Like, we like weird things. There's a reason why those films are being made. It's not just for you. You know what I mean? Like, the market dictates what is made, and the market wants that weird stuff. And that's the thing. Like, I don't judge that. Like, do I necessarily enjoy doing, like, choke out stuff? To be all the way real with you, like, if someone tells me what they want, I will do it. Like, because it's like a cheat code. It's like the Contra code, like up, down, left, right. Like, yo, dude, that's all I got to do to get you there? All right, fine. I'll throw your head up against the wall. Sure. Like, yo.
Yeah,
we're all adults here.
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's like Jessica wants to be choked out, and you guys have a mutual friend, and her friend Annie's like, oh yeah, I know just a guy. Jude will do that, and it's like known. You could be known as that guy to Annie, and so next thing you know, here you are.
And, and here's something else. Here's another spin to this, another wrinkle to that story that I don't even talk about. Like, Annie gets this boyfriend who is just super timid and will not choke her out. So Annie ends up cheating on him once a month with me.
Yeah.
And here's the moral of the story. If your lover wants you to do some stuff, do it, because they're either going to resent you or go somewhere else to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, be accommodating.
Sometimes you got to choke a bitch, right?
Sometimes you
If
do.
she wants
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
after your first book, Hyena, there was rumor that HBO, maybe the Entourage guys were involved, and there were talks about, I don't know, making a movie or a series about the book. Did that go anywhere? Is there any chance of that? I think it would really work for HBO anyways.
Man, it was just too raw. Like, the book was just too wild for them. And they ended up giving it back to me. Like, they bought it, sat on it for a couple years. Timing got weird. The political climate changed, and it was just not going to get done there.
I got to believe there's Netflix would take that on. Somebody throw that on Netflix. It'd be one of these series people come across like, hell yeah, you got to see this Hyena thing.
Just dark, yeah.
I mean, I agree with you. To me, this is the upside. Like, you write a book, it's there. It's there for a long, long time. So if it doesn't get done this year or the year after, it doesn't mean it won't get done. It's just sometimes you have to wait for the timing to be right. And I've noticed that a lot of times in my career, I've been a little early. I've been doing stuff a little bit before the mainstream, and then they'll pick it up 3 years later. Some guy that's like more palatable to the mainstream will do what I was doing 3 years ago, and he'll be successful with it. Like, that's just that's the way it goes sometimes.
That's true of a lot of artists, just before their time. Also in the book, I wanted to ask you, what is 2CE? You mentioned in your book Hummingbird a drug called 2CE. I've never heard of that.
It's I call them science drugs. They're these drugs. A lot of them are being made in China, and 2CE basically is like a psychedelic mixed with the body buzz of like ecstasy. And like, yo, dude, I've done it. And then you like listen to music, bro. I've been like straight up. I've been an ice cream cone. I was a Mexican lesbian. I was a bug. I was a metal bug. Just depending on the song, like you just shut your eyes and you turn into things. It was awesome. Like it's like a whole new world. And then sex with it is awesome. I hung out with all these nerds from Chicago, and man, yo, you want some good drugs? You go holler at the nerdy people that understand like the difference between milligrams and ounces and stuff like those. Those are the ones you talk to.
The right dosage.
They get the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you worry though? One of these is going to make you bite somebody's face off or something.
Oh, I know, right?
You keep reading these stories of all people going nutty.
Man, I was really upset about all that. It's like, man, these dudes chewing each other's face off is ruining it for me, man. Like I can't even get these science drugs no more because some guy down in Florida decided to eat someone's face.
Yeah.
Like, and the crazy thing is, I think that was like redacted. Like it wasn't even it was something totally different. But once a story goes, it's hard to make it. It's hard to reverse it. But no, I'm not worried about I'm going to chew someone's face off. I don't.
You're a pro.
Yeah, I don't have the hubris to think that I can't get faded enough where I might chew someone's face off, and I think that will keep me from chewing someone's face off.
Gotcha.
You got to respect that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
you ever get back to Michigan?
Yeah, man. Like I've been lucky enough to I got my mom a house, which is like it's like a kid's dream. So I got my mom a house. I go out there and stay with her like quarterly at least.
Nice.
Like 4 times a year I get out there, and I'm trying to do it where I can do the show part-time for Michigan. Like I miss Michigan, man. I miss Michigan. I'm a Michigan boy. I thought I was going to be able to come out here to Los Angeles, get a bunch of money, go home, and start my life. And it's like 17 years later, I was wrong, but I really would love to get back to Michigan.
Yeah, you should. You got to come by the studio here next time you're in town, man. We'd love to have you in.
I'd love to be there. What area y'all at?
We're in Franklin.
Yeah, we
not far.
Zero street cred.
Yeah, that kills our street cred. Franklin. It's like Bloomfield Hills area.
Yeah. Street cred. All I care about is street parking, bro. Can I park? I'm good.
Yes, there's plenty of room for you to park. And remember, I got punched in the face in Pontiac, so that's got to be worth something.
Yeah. street credit is overhyped. Good credit is where it's at.
That's right.
Well, we got good credit. Yeah,
Well,
definitely
Can't
come
get
on
a
by.
low rate on a mortgage with street cred.
Yeah. Well, Jude, we've got your cell number, so we might bug you again in the future, anyways. But honestly,
Bro,
dude, we'd love to have you in. It's good to talk to another Michigan kid. And the book is called Hummingbird. Jay and I both loved it. People will love it. I'm assuming you can get it anywhere on Amazon, wherever books are sold. And it's Rude Jude.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, everything. Thank you, guys.
Awesome,
Appreciate
Jude
y'all.
Angelini. Thanks, buddy.
Take care, Jude.
Thanks, y'all. And I'll be in town in December, man. So go ahead and lock my number, man.
Okay.
I'd love to come by.
When
Thanks a
are
lot.
you coming in for like Christmas or something?
Yeah, I'm doing. Yep, like the 17th. Yeah, the week of the 17th, and then into Christmas.
Let's do it. That'd be fun as shit. We'll put in our calendar that you're in town around the 17th, and we'll see if we can't hook something up.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks,
Yeah, you
Jude.
too. See
We'll
ya.
see you soon, man.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
bye.
bye-bye.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hi, Michael Kowalski here, aka the Sausage King of Detroit. Everyone knows Kowalski sausages have been satisfying folks for over 4 generations. That's right, my dad's sausages, his dad's sausages, his dad's sausages, and even my sausages have been satisfying customers for almost 100 years. We call that Kowalski quality. So for your next feast, choose Kowalski and just tell them Mike sent you.
Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com with Mike and Jay.
Hey, don't forget, everybody, we got the TDC bookstore open, which is under the Help the Show tab. So if you are interested in Hummingbird by Jude Angelini or any of the other books that we've covered with authors on the show, you can peruse those and shop through that store because it goes through our Amazon link, and therefore we get credit for that. So
yeah, if you've got that person, it's a great book for that someone in your life. I can promise you, someone will get something out of that book, and you'll
somebody.
You'll know that person that gets into kind of wild shit or has wild stories. They'll relate a lot to this book. So easy gift list item for someone. Speaking of the holidays, we've got a holiday get together.
We do indeed
coming up. We hope will be special.
I think it's going to be our last event for a while. I don't think we're going to be seen in the wild much after that. Not for a while.
Not together.
Yeah.
As a group. I mean, you might occasionally run into one of us in the wild, but it won't be a sanctioned event.
Big E's greasy plume bouncing along in some crowd somewhere.
Sure. People will definitely see that. But no, November 30th. Do we know exactly where
Thursday. It's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
22 Mile and Hayes.
Okay.
Hamlin Pub.
We're going back there. And what we did for this one, we want to make these special. And so we had a photo shoot done. And it's kind of our Halloween, Christmas theme in a Detroit Cast style. And so we've got these posters for the TDC Christmas poster, and this will be the one place you can get it. They're free.
They're very cool. They're very professionally done.
Yeah.
And they came out great.
They did. And so we're excited for those, but that's the only place you can get them. They're not going to be for sale anywhere. They're not going to be available anywhere else. They will be specifically handed out for free at this event. Again, 22 and Hayes at the Hamlin Pub, November 30th.
It'll be fun. It's a Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. I don't know. Have we even picked a time yet? We should have done this, but I don't know, probably 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that.
Sure.
Put it on your calendars now for November 30th. All right? Fair enough.
Before we get much further, Mike, Zot M59 Dodge Ram's Black Friday sales event only happens once a year. Unfortunately, it's happening right now. Lease the award-winning new 18 all-wheel drive Dodge Charger GT at just $249 a month. This is a 24-month lease on a loaded all-wheel drive Dodge Charger at just $249 a month. And when Zot M59 Dodge Ram's Black Friday sales event ends, so does this irresistible deal. See details in their massive inventory at DealsInTheD.com.
I kind of want to hold some of these stories till tomorrow, Jay. They're all kind of in the same category. We do have a few minutes, though, and so I thought maybe we could talk about Louis C.K.
Oh, Luther.
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's just...
It's long been rumored.
Oh, yeah, it has.
Everybody had heard these stories.
Yeah. It sucks that he was, like, so blowing them off for a long time, just like, unsubstantiated rumors. Ugh, who's got time for that? And it's like knowing all along, like, yeah, dude, you are hopping in rooms with chicks and just, like, pulling your dick out and jacking it. So anyway, I don't know if you read his apology over the weekend.
I did.
I can read some of it to you guys, and we could discuss.
Should definitely do that. I will say I got I get CNN updates on my phone, and I didn't click on the whole story, but I saw the headline and it just says Louis C.K. apologizes, and I forget what he says. And I gotta be honest, dude, Mike, I so read it, and I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. I've been taking my dick out.
Not a good boy.
Well, soon after the show ended on Thursday, we saw, oh shit, Louis trending.
Yes.
And you jump on, and Louis had just canceled an event. He was going to do a red carpet for his new movie.
Yeah.
And he also canceled Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
And so you knew, because a New York Times story was coming out where 5 women were going to go on record and accuse him of this stuff. And so he was like, oh, shit.
And so everything got called off. And I remember coming down here, I'm like, oh, Jay, it's finally arrived. It's happening. I don't know why the Jeremy Piven shit hasn't hit. I mean, that's long been rumored, too. My guess is Jeremy Piven has to be coming down soon.
Well, he's been in the news.
Yeah, but not. I mean, his show's still airing, and like it hasn't.
Why they haven't torn him down as well?
Yeah, why haven't the 500 girls come out, or guys, girls, whatever, to accuse him? But anyway, Louis. So it was like, how is Louis going to address this? Because he's kind of an out there guy, and he doesn't give a shit usually, and so it's like, oh boy, and it's like. we've reached out to his people for comment, and they have told us that Louis is working on something. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Louis is working on something.
Well, when I saw the headline, what he said, though, it was a little bit refreshing, right? I mean, as troubling as this story is, it was like, oh, my gosh, he's saying it was true.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's just like, no, well, you know,
I don't remember that. It was 20 years ago.
But he's just like, yep, all the stories are true.
Do you just get to that point where it's like, I'm fucking dead right? I mean, there comes a time in every police chase where it's like, I either go down in a hail of bullets or I just go, fuck it, you win today.
He got out of the car and laid on the ground instead of getting out of the car and running.
Yeah.
Trying to make it across those.
He loses a shoe.
Yeah. Run across those yards, jumping fences. No, he did none of that.
Yeah. Don't let him release the dogs.
Yeah.
Lou, you just go, all right, you got me. Fuck, you got me. And so he just says, I want to address the stories told in the New York Times by 5 women. These stories are true. That's his opening line. At the time, I said to myself, what I did was okay because I never showed a woman my dick without asking first, which is also true. What I learned later in life, too late, is that when you have power over another person, asking them to look at your dick isn't a question, it's a predicament for them. The power I had over these women is that they admired me, and I wielded that power irresponsibly. I have been remorseful of my actions. I've tried to learn from them and blah, blah, blah. I also took advantage of the fact that I was widely admired in my and their community, which disabled them from sharing their story and brought hardship to them when they tried because people who look up to me didn't want to hear it. There's nothing about this that I forgive myself for. I wish I had reacted to their admiration of me by being a good example to them as a man and given them guidance as a comedian. Well, that would have been nice, including because I admired their work. No, you didn't, Lou. Nah, I don't buy that. The hardest regret to live with is what you've done to hurt someone else, and I can hardly wrap my head around the scope and the hurt that I've brought them. I'd be remiss to exclude the hurt that I brought on the people who did work for me and have worked for me, blah, 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 blah. And he goes through the whole list. And
do you believe that he didn't realize at the time that he was asserting power? Bullshit, right?
No, I don't. This one more than most sucks to me because I like Louis C.K. I like the guy that can be really, really crass and out there, but brilliant and original and not afraid to step over the line, not afraid to say what other people won't say. And Lou was that guy, that guy.
Funny, man.
He's very funny. Some of his shit, even I go, oh, dude, enough. People probably do that with our show. All right, enough, I get it. But Louis doesn't, and also he broke down a lot of barriers about, you know, the cost of shows. And like he was really, really instrumental in bringing the cost of comedy shows you go to, the price down, for stripping away all of the things that jack up the price on a DVD that you buy that cost $20 or $15 to buy. Lou's would be $5 because he took away all the shit that makes it hard to post online. Remember those stories? So his shows were very affordable. He did these underground shows that were really fucking good and funny. And also, I always respected Louis C.K. as a guy who got divorced and was raising 2 daughters, and by all accounts was the real deal. He was that guy that was a fucking maniac on stage, but off stage, he was the guy making lunches for them and taking them to school.
He's a champion for women, isn't he?
I know.
I'm a champion. It's crazy, isn't it?
My point is that's why this one is so, because it was like, fuck, I really believe
dude,
that.
It's the 5 millionth example that you don't know these guys.
Yeah,
you know? They have a persona and you have a vision of who they are, and you know, you like the guy. Fair to say, I mean, based on what you saw of him.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a likable enough dude and a risk taker, but God, he turns out to have this dark side like so many of them do.
I'd love to talk to him and go, dude, how do you get there? I just don't understand how 2 girls walk into a room and you're like, even if you announce it, like, hey, do you guys mind? I'm going to jack off really quick. And then you just pull out your dick and start I can't. And I'll say it every day when I hear a story about this. I'll still say it every day and go, I just don't.
Yeah, I don't
get it.
I think it's entirely bullshit. This notion, and he, like many others, will probably fall in line with this. Well, you know, I've got this issue, this thing. You know, like I read an article where some psychologist was actually putting a label on this, where it's the need to expose your whole genitalia to someone, and that's what gets you sexually aroused. It's like, no, don't put a label on it other than you're a creep, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, you know you're in control of your sexual urge.
Dude.
I bet there's just a freaking little sliver of people out there who are miswired in some way that they can't. I'm willing to say that, but dude, 99.9% of us.
Yeah.
Look, I'm on record. I like my penis stroked to completion as much as the rest guy, the next guy.
that.
But dude, I know how to control my animalistic urge. I'm an adult about it. I'm not a fucking predator. I think
you're better at it than I am, and he is, but there's still a line that we won't cross. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just
I'm not above
as a human, as a
doing
nice
something
guy,
creepy.
Yes.
There's something, if you try to look at it, like if I walked into a room and there was a guy in there, and he was just like, he just decides he's going to pull his dick out and jack up, like, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, that would be horrifying. I can only imagine for a woman what that feeling is like. And if you talk to them, every woman alive has a story about a guy that went way over the fucking line, did something super inappropriate, and it sucks for this. What I want to know more than anything is there a way back from this? Is Louis C.K. done? Is his career over now?
Yeah, that's the big question on this whole Me Too thing that we're on right now.
Yeah.
I mean, this train's rolling down the track, and people are getting killed here. They're being thrown off the cliff. But yeah, that's a really good question. Will there be people who claw their way back? It's
like, he ended his thing by saying something like, I've spent my long and lucky career talking and saying anything I want. I will now step back and take a long time to listen.
Yeah.
Thank you for reading. Like, okay,
I think
what
it's
does that
gonna
mean?
be,
Like, you bow out for a year and then you come back with a new special? What? Every one of his specials includes jacking off stories.
I think he will be.
I
think he will be forgiven. I think it's a spectrum. I think these guys who have actually,
raped people,
held people by the neck and raped them.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a different thing. Not to say that trapping someone in an office and whacking off in front of them is at all appropriate.
No,
but I think he will claw back. He's talent. His level of talent. And the nature of his offense, I think warrants probably a comeback by him.
I mean, if Mel Gibson can be lauded in Hollywood circles now, it took years. You don't want to go be caught on tape, calling, if you get raped by a pack of niggers, blah blah. It's because of what you're wearing.
Should have woke you up and said, "Fucking blow me, bitch."
Yeah, that's. But he's back.
You should just fucking smile
and blow me. I mean, that guy has survived. He's in a new movie now. He's welcome at the parties.
Hacksaw Ridge, great movie.
I'm glad you said that, because I almost didn't know how to address it with Louis C.K., but because part of me was going, well, it's not like he held them by the throat and jacked off in their plants. He didn't fucking rape them. I mean, there was no contact. Does that make it different? And there are probably girls going, you fucking assholes. How dare you? The position they would in, that would be terrifying. That's scarring.
I
Fuck
agree.
you.
Dude,
there's no difference. But I don't know. I'm not a woman.
I think of
don't
my wife,
know.
my daughter, my mom. Would I ever want them in that situation? Hell no.
Of course not.
But I'd rather have them in that situation than being held down by the neck and physically, raped.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. No, I know. But and that was my thought. Was like, well, can we have Louis back? I mean, they could go away for 6 months, but I'd like to have Louis back at some point. Can he come out of jail?
He seems to be a backbone to a lot of what was going on over the last 5 years in terms of really good shows and really good comedy. And I could definitely see him coming back.
And I made some tweets this weekend about this, the Louis C.K. thing, and because it bothers me, because if we know the stories about Louis C.K., these guys know the stories, and I understand the difference. Allegations, rumors are not the same thing as someone going on the record. I understand that. But when I read, like, he's dumped by HBO, everything he's ever done, gone. FX, everything, every project in the whole that's being worked on, done, over. That's hundreds of people just fucked. Their careers are put on hold. The projects they've worked on for the last year. This affects not just Louis C.K. Louis C.K. will be fine. He's worth tens of $50 million probably, or more.
Yeah, that's the irony there. Is there's all these people who are riding his coattails, ready?
And a ton of women. There's a ton of women.
The
who
last
work on
thing I
these
need,
shows.
you're right, is stories about Mike coming out with any of these things and it affecting me and my living.
When I was 5, Mike touched me. Fuck. Yeah, dude. I mean, so you think about all them, and it's like, well, fuck Louis. It's like, okay, well, FX wiped his career out. Netflix, everything gone. HBO gone. What else?
So is Louis off Netflix?
Oh yeah, those.
Damn
done.
it!
I
know.
I perused HBO the other night, and he was not on there.
Let's see, the November 18th, Night of Too Many Stars, autism benefit. He was speaking to your people. No, he's not welcome there anymore. TBS has suspended the projects he's working on there. FX is done. I said that. Let's see. Oh, his publicist, gone, quit. Louis C.K., let's see, APA, which represented him in comedy touring. So his touring agents, gone. Management company, 3 Arts is his statement. We have terminated our relationship with Louis C.K. Publicist, covert, creative co-founder Louis K. As of today, I no longer represent Louis C.K. Like, every person that has any sort of contact with Louis C.K. is gone.
Isn't that weird that his manager's name is Louis K?
Yeah.
What's going to be on Netflix?
It's very weird.
Like, what's going to be on Netflix? I mean, dude, I'm being serious. If you think about Friends or think about some of these other shows that are on there, you don't think that, like, man, dude, there's a good chance that somebody on one of these shows, you know,
it's a weeding out period. Don't worry.
The problem is there's a lot of weeds in that bed. That's my fear. Is like
this could go on and on and on and on and on.
So what do? You find out David Schwimmer fucking jacked off in front of a chick. It's like, okay, we lose friends. Okay, what you know? Now we find out that David Putty jacked up, pulled his dick out in front of a kid.
So help me God,
like,
if Seinfeld is taken away from me.
If we lose Seinfeld because David Putty pulled his dick out in front of a kid, fuck you.
No,
Louis C.K.
they'll bury Putty episodes. That's all they're doing.
I like the 8-ball jacket, and I like the fucking New Jersey Devil episode, face painting one. No, the most troubling part with Louis C.K. was when I read he had an upcoming special on Netflix, and that's been scrapped. And I'm like, oh man, I was ready for a new Louis C.K. special. Oh, why am I being punished? I didn't jacks off in front of anybody.
Oh, it's so weird though, man. This notion that you want chicks to watch you whack off.
Wait, was he born September? He's born on my birthday.
Oh man.
Oh man, I share a birthday
like a connection with him.
God, I sat front row for one of Louis' shows. Like, literally, his dick was, like, in my face most of the show.
Dick.
That dick, the one that was probably whipped out in front of a chick just an hour before that, right there the whole time.
So weird.
Yeah, it stinks. Anyway, we've got plenty more of those stories for tomorrow. We'll just have to wait till then. But
yeah,
how are we doing for email?
We do have some email before we get to that. However, check out the Detroit Cast listener business page, everybody. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. Page includes businesses that are owned by listeners. This is pretty cool. Take a look. Be great to support the supporters of the show. Today's featured listings are Arnold Roofing. They give free estimates. They're licensed and insured. They serve Southeast Michigan. They specialize in roofing and gutters. Their end game is customer satisfaction. And The Blind Biz. They specialize in all types of custom blinds, shades, and shutters, free in-home consultations, and free installation. They serve all of Metro Detroit. So go to our Help the Show tab and check out our listener business network, please. Getting on to email. Miranda writes in, how's it going, fellas?
Hi, Miranda.
Commenting on when you guys were talking about the drug trip that changed that guy for 30 years. I know this kid who at 19 took hallucinogenic drugs and got so effed up that he ran through his apartment and neighborhood completely naked and threw a computer monitor at his girlfriend's head.
Whoa, cool.
And as proof, Miranda provided a corresponding article from a newspaper.
No way.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
which story of someone flipping out for 30 years? Refresh my memory. It's not our friend, because we had a buddy lose his shit.
It was the Walmart murder.
Yeah, the Walmart murderer.
Oh,
the guy who
okay,
walked into
yeah.
the Colorado Walmart. His sister was trying to contend that he had a bad trip for 30 years.
I knew it was there somewhere. I just couldn't place it. Okay.
A long, strange trip. But here's the article that proves that this indeed happened to Miranda's friend. Illinois police officers responded and investigated a report of a man running naked through the hallway, screaming and damaging light fixtures, according to a department spokesperson. The fire alarm had been activated when officers arrived. Of course, he pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
Residents were leaving the building. When police reached the 4th floor hallway, the man charged at officers with flailing arms. An officer deployed his taser, but due to the naked subject's flailing motions, one of the 2 taser probes failed to make contact. The subject began punching one of the officers, of course, in the face as they struggled to control him. Ugh. One of the officers was able to use a taser directly on his skin.
Like a stun gun.
The man then pulled the officer to the ground where the struggle continued. The 2 officers eventually gained control. The suspect had numerous cuts and scrapes from broken glass. Police found the suspect's girlfriend on the 3rd floor of the apartment building. She said that her boyfriend had taken a hallucinogenic drug and became enraged. The girlfriend said he threw a computer monitor at her head and ran out of the apartment naked.
Wow, at least he ran out of the apartment.
I don't want any part of that shit.
Yeah, that's I had a buddy, I won't say his name, but knew him pretty well, and he was down in Texas, and
the whole naked.
Yeah, like they found him in a Jeep, running from the police, butt fucking naked, totally nude, and greased like a pig. He was head to toe greased up, so they couldn't grab him or cuff him. Yeah, it was some sexual thing he was doing with a chick, and then he fucking freaked out, and off we go.
What a wily dude.
Yeah,
he greased himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to end up naked, and I don't want to bite anybody. You know?
Yeah.
It's
yeah, eating people's faces. Anything that can make me possibly do that.
I know.
Like, I'm okay with dying. I'm okay. Like, I OD'd. Fuck. I went too far. Now I'm dead. But I don't want to eat someone's face. I don't want to do that to anybody.
Miranda continues. Also, side note, had a great time meeting you guys. It was the first ever listening event. And Mike, your beads are safe and hanging up from a memory.
Oh, I know her.
From a memory board in my room. Did you give her your Jerry beads?
I gave her a pair of Jerry beads. Yes.
You didn't give her yours.
I have some upstairs.
Okay.
I have mine upstairs. Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Then there's a heart.
Oh, we got a heart.
Oh, we got a heart.
She's a little girl. She's just a little guy.
She's a little wee.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know, high school or college maybe. I love that though. We need young listeners.
JPC Fourth writes in. Etard bitching about money issues now has taken over the John Denver Kermit the Frog segment as the worst start to a show. Back-to-back shows, nonetheless. Get those two back on your script, Jay. All right, bitching about money. Was that was before you left?
I don't bitching about money?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Or maybe I don't know what you're talking.
Maybe it was you. Maybe he's complaining about you trying to shill for money the whole time, or for South Open Shelter.
No, I don't.
No, there's something else. There was something else. Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
It's about spending money.
Yes, the money for the dance. The dance thing.
Oh, yeah.
You got upsold for $500 for the dancing lessons. JPC Fourth is objecting. He's comparing it in a bad way to the John Denver / Bob Denver / Kermit the Frog segment.
Oh, that was a great episode.
I thought that was one of our stronger episodes ever.
Look, it's the one episode where you're always left scratching your head like, why did my favorite sitcom do that weird Thanksgiving episode where they all dressed in holiday shit and acted weird? Like, that was that episode for us. What's the big deal? What, we're not allowed to have an occasional Kermit the Frog episode? John Bob Denver?
So many songs
about rainbows.
Also, Jay, you are not a visual learner, so you can knock that shit off pronto.
You bullshit.
I've been meaning to call you out on this for a while. For years of trying to visually educate you on 4 years, I've been trying to visually educate you on superheroes. It's gotten me nowhere. Do it live. F it.
Do it live.
We'll do it live. Okay.
No.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Love it.
Tim R. writes in, Jew, goo, and stew. I'm not Jewish. I mean,
I'm not goo either.
I don't have anything against Jews. I'm just not one of them. Gentlemen, I'd like to officially announce that I have fulfilled a promise I made when signing up as a member. One day, when the funds became available, I would eventually upgrade levels, I said. I'm here to say prior to this email that I'm no longer a wee little fidget, but a proud Stan Berta member. Well done, Tim.
Awesome.
Now I can finally participate in the extra content and not miss a damn thing. I'm so far behind I may never get caught up, but I will try my best. Since we're on
There's a lot for him to listen to.
Yeah, there's a lot in there, but catch up if you spend a few hours every week.
Yeah, go on some vacations.
Since we're on the subject of giving you money, on Thursday I noticed all the new merchant shit. It all looked pretty sweet, so I took it upon myself to order $110 worth of shit: sweatshirts, tees, hat, etc. You're welcome. Yeah, here's another
that's pretty badass
piece of news. Under Help the Show at DetroitCast.com, under Help the Show, go to merchandise, and you'll see a brand new online store with brand new merchandise. Our logo is freshened up and streamlined, and there's a lot of good stuff on there. So check that out.
Female shirts. Chicks hate it when you got all men's, but yeah, some of that stuff is dope, dude.
A couple different hats, snapback style as well as fitted, and a lot of good embroidery options and shit.
And if you order by December 5th?
December 5th, you're guaranteed to get it by Christmas.
Oh yeah, Jay, I hadn't seen that. You picked out a trucker hat.
Yeah,
you like that one?
Yep.
That's
gray,
cool.
gray, black, and black, white.
That's sweet.
Yeah, there's
dude.
a zip up with 2 logos on it. So check all that shit out.
Yeah, I like that TDC on the titty, on the breast.
Yes,
is that the breast of the sweatshirt?
Looks good on the breast.
Looks very sharp.
Also, I missed the last 2 outings, says Tim R, and was really bummed I missed out on Jerry due to illness. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on the 30th. Unless I have another unfortunate incident, but I'm damn sure going to try to be there, even if I have to work the following day. Jay, being that it is the Yuletide season and the last TDC gathering of the year, I was thinking with all of your thespian talents, you could perhaps treat us in the reading of The Night Before Christmas, just like Clark W. Griswold at the Hamlin Pub, to get us in the spirit. Borrow a robe and a cap from Mike. Sit upon a rocking chair and indulge in pipery as you grace us with sweet holiday poetry. Think it over. Maybe E can dress as Randolph the Retard Reindeer, and Mike is a jolly old elf. Just some thoughts and ideas to think over as we approach the year's end. Until then, gents, I bid you farewell and happy Turkey Day, Tim R.
Like that. I could see you with some piperage, a robe.
Gather around, children.
But we just got to get you a big chair, a little stool there with a candle on it. Oh, that'd be great. I like that idea. I don't want to be up on stage as a fat elf, though. Fuck that.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
All right, very good. Lot to get to. Thank you to Rude Jude, and hopefully this holiday season we'll have him in here. He was a lot of fun.
That'd be great.
Yeah, he was great. So have a great rest of the day, everybody. Appreciate y'all listening. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.